your chance and then you blew it.
That is the most absurd statement of the year.
Nice. Nice.
Oh, baby.
I'm in my zone, I'm feeling it.
Live from Rock Solid Studios in Granite Falls, it's time for MinneZona Sports, live with DJ Matty C. and Paul the Shield Vold.
And this is MinneZona Sports Live. We are back. Yes, claps. Claps all around. Episode 90. Episode 90. We are so close, very close. 10 more episodes before we hit 100. But, without further ado, I'm your host, DJ Matty C, a.k.a. Matt Kelly, a.k.a. Kelly, a.k.a. Matty C, etc., etc., etc. And all the way from Woods and Shores Studios in Aiken, Minnesota, Paul Volt, the Shield. What's going on, Shield?
Can you believe this is already episode number 90? It is completely insane to even think about. I mean, we're in uncharted territory, and it's going to be another great show for episode number 90 tonight.
Well, Voldy, you know what the good news is that, there's a specific thing that we did on Monday, I believe it was. Yep. We did an interview with the best guest of 2020. Double Trouble. Yes, claps out to them. We finally got a time to sit down and chat with them. And that's how we're starting off things tonight. So we already got the zoners chiming in. We already got Max Grabo. Hey, I know that guy. I'm serious. I know him. What up? What up, Max? Matty C. Yep. You can use the Y. I prefer the IE, but in all seriousness, I'll take the Y. It's fine.
It's too much effort.
It's okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Et cetera, et cetera. Blake says, "Here we go." Our wild guy, big one from the Wild last night. We'll be talking about that after the Double Trouble interview with them as well. So, and Caitlin says hi. She's watching. So. It's time to do it. It's time to get it going. So let's just give a little bit of a rundown. So we just chat with them, ask them, what they've been up to, a little banter back and forth. But Voldy, you had the rapid fire questions. That's right. That was awesome. They loved it. And then the segment that they really did like, Hot or Not with NFL QBs. Very interesting how that all turned out. So it's pretty exciting. It's very exciting for myself, or for all of us, because we screen shared it, showed some NFL quarterbacks and whatnot. So it was a lot of fun. So please feel free, zoners, to throw in your comments during our interview and whatnot. And we'll try to chat with you during it too, and just kind of give you some feedback and whatnot. But Caitlin and Kristen did a fantastic job, and
as always, they do.
It's going to be hard to take them off the throne, man. I'm not going to lie.
It's going to be a tough one.
It's going to be tough. So, but that's for later. That's for later. So anyway, enough banter back and forth. Let's give you the interview that we all know and love with Double Trouble, Part 2. All right, we're back on MinneZona Sports Live. You know their names. Caitlin Toner, Christian Weber. Double Trouble is back. Claps all around. Woo! Claps all around. Oh, girls, how are you guys doing? It's been too long. The best guests of 2020 are back. How's it going?
We're back, and we're ready to win again.
I'm back and better than ever.
Voldy, we're in for it.
We missed you guys.
I know.
Good to be here.
Well, we missed you guys as well, and we're happy that you guys got your MinneZona merch. So you got the shirts, you got the stickers and whatnot. And, there's other merch to be had too, if you're interested. Just saying, I'm not trying to pressure you or anything, but
absolutely. And they're great conversation pieces to have.
It is. Yeah, it is. It's great. 5 out of 5 stars on the shirts. I've never heard a bad review on the shirt. So
perfect.
Yep. We're sitting good. So that's the good news. But anyway, let's get it started. So we were last time we talked, we didn't really get into who was your favorite, coach, who was your favorite team, things like that. But who is your favorite coach of all time? Either collegiately, high school, even in Pee-wees, something like that. Let's start with Kristen. Let's go with you.
All right. Well, first of all, I feel obligated to say that my dad is my favorite coach of all time, but not so cliche. I would say it was my high school basketball coach, who's also the assistant softball coach. And I think the reason that she is my favorite coach is she taught me so much more than just the game. She taught me, probably the more important things, life things and real things that I have carried on to my coaching now that I'm a coach. And I just hope to be half of what she was for me to the girls that I coach. So that's mine.
Oh, that's pretty good. And not to mention too, I mean, you're a coach as well, for goodness sake. Cross country, basketball. You played some basketball games today, and you won both of them. So
we did.
Yeah. So the inspirations, you're getting all this knowledge and whatnot, and obviously your dad, and I mean it's perfect. I mean, things are moving along down there in Iowa.
They are. It's been a lot of fun. So it's a weird transition to go from athlete to coach, but it has been so much fun. And honestly, I think I like coaching more than competing. It's just fun to help them discover their talents and just get better every day. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and they probably couldn't ask for a better teacher. So there you go. There you go. So, all right, Caitlin, we throw the question to you.
My favorite coach is obviously Kristen Weber.
Who would have thought?
One that I've had, I would say probably one of my high school club coaches for soccer. I feel like that's a really hard time when you're deciding when you want to play in college or continue or not. And he did a really good job at helping me make that decision and pushing me to get to the level where I could play in college. So people like that always help, because sports, I feel like, can be really hard mentally and physically on people. And when you have good influences like that, it makes it so much more fun.
Yeah, it's just kind of having that mentor, it's just kind of guiding you through the ways there. And I feel like in high school, and then, even in, when you're just playing, in-house and stuff like that, like when you're in sixth grade playing t-ball, not t-ball, but regular baseball, things like softball and whatnot. And so it just kind of, you grow as a person and whatnot. So,
yeah, for sure.
But yeah, very, very interesting. But so this brings me to my next question now. What is the most inspirational quote that you've lived by in your sporting career? Okay, we already know what Caitlin's gonna say, but we'll see. We'll see. But it could be from a coach. It could be from a movie or whatnot, or it could be just from somebody else. But let's start with Caitlin this time. What
Okay,
quote?
well, mine's obviously from Rocky.
Oh God!
Live by it all the time. Still live by it today. It ain't about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you get hit and keep moving forward. Love it. I love them so much. I watch those movies regularly still today, and they always pump me up.
So
I could go run a marathon after those movies.
Yikes!
I just had a feeling this was going to happen. The last time
if you're ever feeling down and you just need to get a good workout in or something, go watch Rocky 2, and then tell me you don't want to go work out after that.
What about Rocky 3? What about Rocky 3?
Rocky 4, maybe. That's
yeah, I can see.
Worst Rocky movie out of the lot. Which one's your least favorite?
Anything past 4 is not good. Don't watch those.
What about the Creed? What about the Creed franchise?
Amazing.
You a fan of it? Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah. Just wanted to confirm, because that's technically after. So
but anything Rocky wise after 4, don't watch. Creed, we're good.
All right.
5 is terrible. 5 is terrible.
Don't even bring that up. Don't even bring the name.
Hey, I'm just saying,
on, man. Tommy the Gun Morrison?
Terrible.
Me? Come on,
Don't
Tommy the Machine Gun.
I mean, why does he have to fight in a street fight? That's all I mean.
Why do you have to bring him down to that level? Come on.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Philly, baby. Philly street fight.
That's true.
Yeah, tough guy town, right?
It's all right.
Exactly. City of brotherly love.
Yeah.
All right, Chris.
My quote.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Kristen. What any quotes for you, like with running, playing basketball in your time? What do you got?
Yeah. Okay. I have two. And my first one, I think the reason I have two is because one of them really only applies to running, mostly because running is so mental and it's just like more challenging mentally than physically, I would say. And so the quote is, your body can handle almost anything. It's your mind you have to convince. So just with running, I mean, it was challenging. Just running is challenging. Every sport's challenging, but just to like make yourself go out and go for a run and try to run like harder than your mind thinks you can, it's really challenging. So I would say that convincing yourself mentally is so important. So that was one for running. And then just in general, and honestly, I think this applies to life. My mom used to say this to me all the time, and it was, the game has to be better when you're in it. So I was in my mind goes to basketball. So like when you're in, you are doing whatever it takes, everything in your power to make the team better. And the team just, it has to be better when you're in the game, whatever you're doing, whatever small thing, big thing you have to do. And I think that applies to life, you know, just in general. If you're at your workplace, things have to be going better when you are doing them, and you should be working hard to try to make that happen. So those are my two.
That was coach speak right there. That was
damn good. Thank you. I've really been trying to master that.
I think
you got a good start.
Yeah, you got a damn good start. I mean, oh my gosh. But I mean, aren't there, like, obviously I was never a runner, a big runner. I mean, I played football, I played basketball. I mean, basketball, you're running a lot, but are there days where you're just like, I really don't want to go out there and run? I did the past X amount of days. I mean, are there days where you're just like, oh God, no, you know?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I think that happens in every sport, but for running, like I have played a lot of different sports, but as far as running goes, it's just a weird concept to just go out there and run and put yourself in that pain. Just like something we as runners always said was, your sport's punishment is my sport. Like that's just what we do. We just run, and it's like every sport, every athlete has days where you're like, ugh, I don't want to do it today. But we are built different, you know, us collegiate athletes, we really are, and we just put ourselves in the position to do the best we can every single day, and that's what we're there for. So we get out and we do it.
That's all that matters. That's all
right.
that matters. I mean, just an inspiration. You know, I think you could probably have a few quotes yourself here, and you know, some of these girls will take after you and whatnot. So
thank you. I hope so. I hope that I can get through to them and help
Coach
them.
Weber.
Yeah. What about Coach Toner? What about that? Is that in the cards at any point, or what?
Maybe. I don't know. Coaching really never like spoke to me. I really enjoy playing the game more.
What if you had worked with Kristen? What if you worked with Kristen?
That would be awesome.
I don't want to do that because you got to give the other teams a chance, you know? So I really would feel bad because her and I put us in any sport. We'll coach badminton. We can coach anything. Put us in any sport. We'll walk in there. We'll dominate. Our kids will be in tip-top shape. On the line, intimidation face. Those kids are going to be nervous, whoever they play against. And you know what? They could be 5-year-olds. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. We want to win.
Intimidation. We're winning. You're not getting ice cream after the game unless you win. So.
Okay, that's harsh. I might take the ice cream.
You get oranges if you lose.
Or you know, you have to if you're gonna, you know, lay down the law. That's definitely Caitlin's do. But like, you know,
I think I could have fun coaching like little kids maybe when I'm older or something. But I don't know. We'll see. Who knows?
Never a dull moment with you two, I tell you. Oh my gosh. Never a dull moment. All right, well, let's keep it going here. So what, like when you, like in high school or maybe even when, you know, you're playing junior high or something like that. I mean, what was your go-to pump up song that you would just be like, okay, it's game day, it's race day or something like that. I need to get it going here. So name the song, name the artist, and why it always gets you ready to go. So, who do we start off with?
Kristen can go first.
Kristen, let's go.
Okay. I'm sure there are a lot of songs that would like get me pumped up, but the one that comes to mind was during my like most challenging time in college. Just I was kind of down in the dumps and not totally performing really well. My song was God's Plan, and it just got me fired up. I mean, I was struggling just to be motivated, and I'm like, you know what? God wouldn't put me through this if I wasn't able to handle it. And that's what it honestly, I truly believe it helped so much, because I'd listen to that song, kind of get me in the right headspace. And then I did end up having like a pretty decent finish to my indoor career, like my junior year. So that is the song that comes to mind. And even now, like if I do like a race or something, just, you know, casually, I will listen to that song. That's the one I listen to when I'm trying to get ready to go.
When you said that, you know, by the grace of God, you meant the sixth God. You meant Drizzy Drake, right?
Yeah, absolutely, exactly.
Yeah, the sixth God. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's a great. Yeah, I mean, Drake. That's bangers, man. I mean, it's true. I mean, you know, Drake's just good artist, very good artist.
Yep.
But so God's Plan, I like it. I really do like that. That's great. So. Okay.
I'm just laughing at mine because I played mine in the locker room before every soccer game, and I think every person on my team would get very annoyed with me, but I played it for everyone to hear. And it was the song Yes by LMFAO.
Oh my gosh. You love them.
I love LMFAO. I think I'm the only person on this planet who loves LMFAO still.
Didn't you see them in
concert?
They
rock. What?
Didn't you see them in concert?
No, I wish. Oh my gosh, my life would be complete.
Yikes.
But I have a dance to that song, and I would always dance to it before every single soccer game, home or away. And then I had another song that I would make sure would play on like the speakers out in the stadium, and everyone thought I was a nut for putting it on the playlist, but it goes pretty hard. And it's the song Blue. And it's the Factory remix, and it's the song that's like, I'm blue, da-ba-dee-da.
Yeah.
But it's the remix, and it goes hard. Don't hate on it.
I'll give it to you.
Listen to it.
I'll give it to you. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, Eiffel 65. Yeah, the Factory remix. I feel you on that one.
Yeah. Okay. There we go.
You should have good ones. She makes my playlists. If ever I need a playlist made, she makes it for me.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. LMFA, everybody shots. No.
What a weird time that was.
What a weird time.
Yeah. That was
the best time.
Yes.
Best time. Yeah. There you go. That's all you need. All right. One last thing from me, and then we're gonna move it over to Voldy, and then we'll get into hot or not. Who's the funniest teammate you ever graced the field with? Caitlin, let's start with you. Yourself, right?
I know myself. I don't know. That's a hard question.
Is that true, Kristen? I mean,
1,000%. No one I'd rather be on the field with. We've never been on the field together, but like maybe just like in our living room.
I've played with a lot of fun people, so I can't nail one down, but I've played with a lot of fun people who are always I enjoyed going to practice to go hang out with them. It makes it so much better when you have good people on your team that you enjoy spending time with. That's always fun.
Yeah. So you're just gonna say sometimes Voldy even says it's on show. Sometimes you just gotta vote.
No,
for
it's hard to nail down one person. I can't put a name on one person.
Okay. Well, that's all right. We'll take your word for it. Kristen.
Yeah. My answer would be, it's actually one of my best friends. Her name's Emily Coldren. Maybe you know who she is.
That's a good one.
So
I wish I had Emily as a teammate.
Yes. No matter what, she's got something funny to say. And like, sometimes it's not what she says, it's how she says it. Oh my gosh. She will always lighten up the mood with whatever she has to say. So Emily Coldren. That's a good one.
Nice.
All right, make sure you get that shout out and whatnot. We'll make sure we get that to her and whatnot. So we'll get that going. Well, what about Jen? What about Jen? Our girl Jen?
Absolutely.
Classic.
Love Jen.
She just had a baby. Congrats to her and her baby.
Yes.
I did see that.
She will be such a fun mom because she really is a lot of fun. She's always just bouncing off the walls. Good time. I've never seen her in a bad mood.
I want to see Jen at one of her son's sporting events. I want to see Jen at one of her. I want to see how she acts.
Oh boy. She'll know everybody though. That's
yeah.
She'll know everybody, so she'll just be like, I'm cheering for both teams. But,
yeah.
That's how it'll go. So, that's too good. All right, Voldy, rapid fire me, boy. Go.
All right, we got a couple rapid fire questions for the two of you. We're going to start off here with Caitlin. We got to ask you, which version of you is a better athlete of you? You, the soccer player, or you, the golfer?
A soccer player.
Interesting.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Kristen, you, the runner, or you, the basketball player? Which one is a better athlete?
Basketball, because it requires a little more athleticism.
Okay. Now here's another rapid fire question for the two of you. Caitlin, which version do you think is a better athlete of Kristen, the runner or the basketball player?
Well, I've only seen her run, so running.
Interesting. I thought maybe she would have pulled up her basketball mixtape or something at some point during college, just to show off how all her sick handles back in high school. But I guess not. Kristen, which one is a better version of Caitlin, the golfer or the soccer player?
Soccer player, because if you've ever seen her on the field, she is not afraid to get in there and throw some elbows and take girls to the ground. And if I put her against somebody else, I don't care who it is, she's taking them down.
Interesting. Now, would Coach Weber have a problem with Caitlin Toner, the soccer player, if you were a soccer coach?
Coach Weber would only have a problem with it if it was excessive, because I'm all about going hard, being aggressive. But as soon as you start being a jerk about it, like going out of your way, if it's just being
I'm not a jerk. I'm not a jerk.
It's just being aggressive. I'm there for it. But as soon as you start getting like angry, then we got to draw a line somewhere.
Okay. Interesting. I like it. Another question.
Yeah.
Weber, better running conditions, cold and no wind, or hot and breezy running conditions?
Hot and breezy. I do not like running in the cold. It tightens my chest up. I would rather have it hot, muscles warm. The breeze, I can handle it, because guess what? The breeze is the same for everybody. Everybody's dealing with it. And eventually it'll be at your back. So you can use it to your advantage.
All right. I like it. Caitlin, worst feeling, going offsides on a wide open outlet pass or missing a putt within 10 feet to go, to put yourself in a better situation?
Probably the offsides, because I gave myself a lot of slack when I was golfing at school. I didn't feel too bad for myself.
You're just there to have fun. Right?
Yeah, I was just there to have a good time.
Right, exactly.
We made it fun.
Exactly. It looks good on the resume. I like it. Well, that's what I got for rapid fire.
I love it.
All right.
That was awesome, Voldy. Absolutely.
Ready for hot or not.
You really want to get this going, don't you?
Maybe one of them will hear it, and then I'll get a boyfriend.
Hey.
Fly me out to one of your games.
Oh man. Well,
this is going to be very interesting.
This will be. I'm very intrigued to see how this is going to go. Okay.
There is one I think's really hot, so we'll see if you bring him up.
I think
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt
it. Voldy, I think you know who it is too, don't you?
It's like one of two, I think.
So.
Wait, no, there's no way. I guarantee you don't know who I'm talking about.
Okay,
I guess we'll find out.
Maybe not.
Okay.
Wow, it actually worked this time. Cool.
Yeah, I know. Who would have thought? All right, so here's our first one. Okay, Jimmy Garoppolo, hot or not?
No.
I'm going to say no, only because in my brain is when his face was like messed up on that statue.
Really? This is interesting because I swear to God.
Wait, Jimmy Garoppolo's got a statue?
I don't know. I just feel like he's like not a good guy.
Basically what you're saying, he's kind of a douche. That's what you're saying.
That's a big turn off.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I thought Jimmy Garoppolo. I guess
we have high standards, guys.
I got you.
Yeah. I can see it. Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Check for the not category.
Okay. So he's out. Jimmy Garoppolo's out. All right. Las Vegas quarterback Derek Carr, hot or not?
Not.
Yeah, I figured that was going to be the case. No,
I'm
that's
sure he's
all right.
really nice though.
I'm sure he's right. Yeah,
You
he
got to
is
throw
actually.
a few duds in there. Yeah.
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 All right. Kansas City Chief quarterback Patrick
Not.
Mahomes.
Blech.
Wow.
Okay, hear me out. I feel like the only thing that makes him attractive is his athleticism.
Honestly, I can't stand his brother. I
But-
can't.
I think he's
too.
cute. I don't know if he's hot, but I think he seems like someone you'd like to take to your mom. But
Especially with
guy.
$500 million in the bank
The poor
account. That probably
guy.
helps too.
The poor guy. We'll put him as a maybe. Okay, we'll put him as a maybe.
okay.
All right.
Kind of a
And
meh.
we'll circle. Yeah, we'll circle back to it. I hate doing this one because I can't stand him. Aaron Rodgers.
God,
hot or
Aaron
not?
Ah.
No.
He's cute. He's not like,
I think now he looks not. I think he needs to cut his hair.
yes, his
Yes.
hair is not nice. But I'm gonna say hot because
I'm gonna say not. Not because I don't like the Packers. That is not it. I honestly just don't find him attractive.
he has his days. How about that?
Yeah. Okay.
When he's
Okay.
But cut his hair and he's good. He's okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. All right, Aaron Rodgers. All right, now, second-year quarterback Justin Herbert of the Los Angeles Chargers. Hot or not?
No.
I'm not. No.
No.
Herbert out. All right.
Yeah, we've gone 0 for pretty
All right.
much.
Yeah,
We've got like a couple.
there
We've
hasn't
got
been
like a meh
consensus.
once or
Yeah.
twice.
There hasn't been a consensus. All right, Jared
I like the
Goff who
standards,
just
though.
beat the Vikings.
No.
I'm trying to look at him. I probably look silly, but I'm really trying to look close.
I could maybe bring
I
it
think
up.
he's got a
No.
cute smile.
He also looks like someone you'd want to take home to your mom.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I would say no.
No. Okay, that's fine. Goff, no.
Like hot? No. Cute? Yeah. Hot? No.
No hot
Okay.
on that one. Gotcha. All right. Well, this is interesting. All right. Backup quarterback, Gardner Minshew. He's now with the Eagles.
Guys, you gotta throw some good ones in here. What are you
This
doing?
I knew this one was probably a no. So I
That's a no for me.
We got to know for the next interview. They're the ones that are choosing the hot or not.
Yeah.
So
Yep. I think that's the
Just-
deal here. All right.
just throwing grenades left and right. We're
yeah.
falling right on top of them.
All right. Tom Brady. You know
Yeah.
who he is.
Oh, he's hot.
Hot.
Yep.
Tom
He's
Brady.
hot.
We're on the board at least.
100%.
That's not the best picture ever, but
No.
No, it
But
isn't.
he is fine.
That is
He
a
is fine.
terrifying picture of Tom Brady. I don't think I've ever said
Yeah.
that in my whole life.
Well, that's the 2021 photo of him. So there you go.
that's funny. That's okay.
So
Everybody
it's
takes a
hot.
bad
He's
photo
hot.
now and then.
Yeah. So
100%.
so Tom, there you go, Voldy. Tom Brady, right there. All right.
Noted.
My guy, Kirk Cousins. Hot or not?
I think he's kind of hot.
I think he's hot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
I go up to him at a bar.
Yes.
Back to back. I'm
I
feeling
go
it.
up to him at a bar, say what's up, you know.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
You'd be like, "Hey guys, I'm Kirk Cousins here.
Yeah, we
I'm
don't-
just trying to have a beer." No. go
Yeah. No.
ahead.
He's hot. He's a good looking man.
Okay. Tom Brady, Kirk Cousins.
I'll take him home to my mom.
We're there you go. He's a great guy. He's a great guy. So, all right, rookie quarterback Trevor Lawrence. of
Oh, come on, you
Jacksonville
guys.
Jaguars. Hot or not?
No.
Not.
Now I heard. I feel like there's a lot of ladies that do find him attractive, but
Well, you have
Oh,
to
Okay, but if
consider-
you're telling me he did not play football and was just a normal
Yes.
guy, I doubt they would be saying that.
it's
Okay.
the athleticism that people are attracted to, I think.
Mhm.
okay, gotcha. Well, hey, this is good. This is interesting.
It's
I
hard to
didn't
watch
expect
people
this.
play sports. I will give them that. But
All right. Dallas Cowboy quarterback Dak.
oh my
Prescott.
God, 100%.
Hot.
Hot,
Hot.
hot or not?
All right.
Give me a call. Hot.
Hot.
Give me a.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Oh, you're
Uh,
funny. You guys are funny.
That's a good
That's too good.
All right, so
pretty
I
favorite.
saved one for Kristen, Jordy Nelson.
Oh, He wins. He's the winner.
Say not.
Of course.
Caitlin, say not.
Hot, hot, hot.
He's cute.
Is the wedding still on? Is it?
The wedding is still on. We just had a long engagement. We're taking our time, but yes, on.
I love it.
Oh God.
All right. So just because he's a Packer, no,
Sure, he's
absolutely
hot. We'll
not.
give him. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, honorable mention. We'll give it to you. Okay. No. All right. So out of the three, so we have Tom Brady, Kirk Cousins, Dak Prescott. So you have to rank them. Both of you. You have to be a collective.
Prescott.
Dak is 1.
Oh my
Tom
God.
Brady
Hold
is
him on a
2.
pedestal.
Kirk Cousins is 3. That's mine.
So
Yep, that's mine too. I'll go with that one. Same.
okay. So Dak is
Dak.
1. and
Oh my
then-
God.
And then Tom Brady is 2.
Mhm.
Yep.
And then our guy Kirk Cousins is 3. I I expect this. Voldy,
Yeah.
I did
He's
not
a good looking
expect
man. He's a good looking man.
this. Yeah.
Okay, but you guys did not have the guy I was thinking about.
I was just about to ask, who did
now
we
ask,
miss?
Who was it?
Who missed it?
Okay. Mac Jones.
Mac Jones?
Mac
Mac's
Jones.
daddy's
I
baby.
think I'm not a Patriots fan, but I watched a game the other week and I
Me
was
too.
like, dang, that man is
Oh,
not
yeah.
bad.
So put him at
And-
4.
He seems like an all-American guy. He seems like a nice man. I could take home to my family. Seems like a good dude. And he's
You're
young.
ready to take him home to your family.
Yes. So Mac Jones, if this reaches you, you can give me a call. Sign in my DMs.
The powers that be will make this happen.
How old is he?
I think
He's
he's
a
like
rookie.
23.
So he's like 20 something.
Oh.
Yeah,
he is a
he's young.
child. That's what he
Yeah,
is.
he's young. Hey, what's up?
All
I'm not
right.
doing anything next weekend. I'll come to your game.
They're playing right now. They're playing in Buffalo. You want to go to Buffalo? Go ahead.
Shoot, I should go catch a flight. Gotta go.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. Okay, so he's at 4 then, I assume, Mac
Yeah,
Jones?
we'll give him 4. Dak Prescott. No. Oh,
We're gonna have the ranks after we show it to the zoners because they're intrigued by it too. So we'll have your ranks out there and whatnot. So, but before we call it good here, ladies, I was thinking about this, and I think this would be very, very successful. Okay, because I don't want to take credit here, but I did kind of have you two meet each other and whatnot. And let me look at you now. Right.
I know.
I'm almost the sole. No, I'm just kidding. I'll take some of the credit.
Yeah.
We
but-
give you some credit. We do.
Okay.
Tooting his own horn here,
Yep.
pumping
But
his own tires.
yeah.
Just saying.
Have you two ever thought, and I think this would be very cool, of you two starting your own podcast together or something like that?
that
So-
sounds fun.
That would actually be really fun. We haven't ever thought about that.
That would be fun. What could be our segments?
Ooh.
hot or not,
Hot or not. for
you can
sure.
have it. It's fine
Mm,
if you want
That
it.
would be kind of fun.
that would be a good time. I hope we
Yeah.
get a lot of listeners.
You
I
got
think you
two
would.
right
From,
here.
like,
Kristen and I talk
podcast
about a lot of
famous.
interesting stuff. I think we could just go on there and just start talking about our days and then see where it takes us. Because
Mhm.
I honestly think it'd be successful. And you know who else would think it would be successful? Josh, our guy Josh,
Oh.
our professor
Oh,
Josh.
absolutely.
I think
Yes.
you give it a stamp of approval. and it'd
his
just be
wife
so
Maureen,
great, so great.
his wife Maureen messaged me the other day. She's such a sweet lady.
Aw.
She's very nice. Yeah, the heck yeah. So you guys think about it. You let it.
Maybe
you know,
we can start coaching together. And then
Oh,
we'll start talking about that on our podcast.
once Caitlin moves to Iowa.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
you're coming up to Minnesota. No, you're coming up to Minnesota, Kristen. That's
It's
gonna happen.
colder up there, guys.
What?
If Mac Jones
Well,
responds to this video, I'll move to Iowa. So here we go.
Deal.
There it is, done. Stamps of approval everywhere. But ladies, it has been a pleasure as always. We appreciate you guys coming on again.
Again.
Voldy, this is hard to beat. This
It
is
is.
it's just hard to beat.
It
We
is hard
had
to beat.
Mikey, we had Rattel, we had Coop. I don't know how they're gonna get this. I don't.
Be a tough one.
Tough
I don't know either.
competition.
Yeah.
Tough competition. Thanks for having us, though. We appreciate it. And you guys are doing so well. And it's fun to watch you guys every week.
Thank you. We appreciate the love.
Josh would be proud.
I know. I know he is. No, just kidding. But I'm sure he is. But anyway, girls, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And if you want more Zona merch, holler at us.
I'm gonna put the word out.
Yeah, put the word out.
Orders.
Think about the podcast and whatnot. And yeah, you get back to us on it. So
love it.
All right, Voldy, coming up next, we're talking about the terrible loss against the terrible Lions. So that's next on Tater Tot. Hot take. Well. Voldy, that was interesting, huh? You know, I for one, it doesn't surprise me how well they did because they're that good. The hot or not was definitely, I mean, it threw some people through a loop now. I mean, I'm
completely caught off guard, but still, even listening to it as well, still completely caught off guard by everything that was said. But hey, I mean, like they said, they have standards, and you know what? It works for them.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Whatever works. You know what I mean? You do you. That's always, what we say here. But obviously, whenever I think Double Trouble, I think of this thing. The gifts that they gave us when we graduated from SMSU.
Still got mine.
I could use it for my back after lifting a couple things. But they do a great job. We really appreciate it. We love Double Trouble. They're welcome anytime. And, they're up for Best Guess of 2021 now. Stiff competition again. So it's going to be, it's going to be tough to beat. It's going to be hard to beat for one. But, anytime, Double Trouble, we got you. So, anyway, thanks for having us. Of course. That's the emoji. It's just, Double Trouble emoji should be that. It just should be. I appreciate you, Caitlin, and don't worry. We'll have you on again. It's going to happen. And more merch, if you want more merch, like I said, we got you. Anyway, Voldy, we got to get to some sports here. We got to get to some Vikings, some Wild. A lot of good things with Wild, so that's good news. But let's get things going with some, like I said, Tater Tot hot take.
Fresh out of the oven, it's Tater Tot Hot Take.
All right, it is fresh and out of the oven. This one, I think, got a little burnt on the way out, and its season's over, for one. The Minnesota Vikings lose to the Detroit Lions, 29-27. Cam Dantzler at the end of regulation there went too far back, and obviously we know how that outcome was. That's how things went. I'm disappointed, for one, and I did say, and I'm going to go by my word here, that the Vikings season's over. And no matter what happens tomorrow against the Steelers, if they win, great. I hope they do win. I just can't see this team going into the playoffs with this type of with this team. And the fact that you lost to an 0-10 0-10 team and give them their first win when you have all this talent. Yes, I understand you lost a lot of key guys. Yes, I understand that there were some things in that game that didn't go well. You should be crushing this team. There's enough talent to smash this team, and they didn't do that. So I'm disappointed. And now I'm depressed again. I'm sorry. Going off from a high like that is tough. I'm sorry, Easy A, but we got to talk about it because it's big news. We're a sports show with Minnesota sports, so we got to talk about it. So, all right, Voldy, just kind of give me some of your thoughts on the game. A lot of things that you can rip the Vikings on. So,
right.
What do you got?
I mean, losing Adam Thielen very
Yes,
early on really put the Vikings behind the 8 ball. I think in a lot of regards too, because then it just became the Justin Jefferson show. I mean, he certainly answered the call in that regard. I mean, he had 180 yards receiving in that game, still ended up with 1 touchdown. But the way the Vikings came out in the second half too, I mean, the defense got the Lions off the field. I think back-to-back 3-and-outs to start the second half, and like the third drive was a short drive too. You would think that the defense being able to do that, the Vikings offense would have been able to run away with the contest and the game too, but it didn't work out. And why the hell is Cam Dantzler playing 10 yards off the ball when it's down at the goal line? You dig your heels in at the goal line, take the defensive pass interference at the goal line, and make them run one more play. I would have taken that in that case, but I mean, why is it ending up that way? Literally, it was the easiest throw that I think Jared Goff had all day, because I mean, all defensive backs were playing halfway in the back of the end zone and allowed that to happen too. But I mean, it's just not it. It sucks, is what it really all boils down to. It sucks that it had to be the Vikings to give up the first win of the season for the Detroit Lions. And now of more of a mockery of any kind for Minnesota sports too. And whatever seriousness that the Vikings had at making a run here in the second half is definitely all a moot point to even get back to 500, let alone try and vie for a wild card spot in the in the playoffs too. But I just don't see it happening too, which is play out in multiple ways here with the offseason. It'd be very interesting to see what kind of turnaround there will be at the end of the year.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And the Dantzler thing for one, Voldy, I mean, you got to be completely out of it. And I felt like he was completely out of it on that play. And he goes, what did I do wrong? And I did watch something with him and Patrick Peterson has that podcast with Bryant McFadden, I believe his name is.
Yep.
And Cam Dantzler texted Pat Pete, because obviously Pat Pete was out. He asked, what did I do? What did I do wrong? You're playing way too back. And I feel like that's kind of obvious. It's very obvious. And you can't let them, I mean, it was a simple post pattern. All you have to do is get in front of the guy, okay? I understand when you don't have Patrick Peterson, it doesn't help. But I feel like that's elementary type of thing that you should know for if you're on defense, if you're a corner. And they bungled it, and it's sad to see and watch Jared Goff go down the field like that. But you know what it comes down to is the coaching. And I'm sorry, I love Zim. I will always have respect for Mike Zimmer. I will always have respect for Mike Zimmer and the coaching staff. Mm-hmm. But right now, you're looking like the worst defense in the league. I mean, I'm not kidding either, because if you let the Detroit Lions with a bunch of receivers that are coming up, they're not superstars. They're not JJ. They're not Adam Thielen. It is Amon-Ra St. Brown. It is, Quentin Cephas. He didn't even play in the game. Quentin Cephas. These guys aren't that good. You should be shutting this team down. You should be destroying this team. And we're down 20-6. 20-6 at half. Or I think it was at half, but we were down 20-6 at one point, whatever it was. But this, like I said, if you lose to this team, this season's over. It is. It really is. And I'm very disappointed. And if we get smoked tomorrow against Pittsburgh, there's going to be some changes. I guarantee it, because I hate to see the regime go down like that, but it's gotten to that point, Voldy. So we're sad about it. I'm disappointed, because I really think there's a lot of good. There's a lot of good on this team. But if Dalvin plays, Thursday, great. If not, I don't know. But I got confidence in Madison. He had a good game.
No, definitely.
JJ had a great game too, Volpe.
Yeah.
I mean, he was kicking ass left and right. Kirk had a great game. He came back after kind of a sluggish start. KJ Osborne stepped up in Thielen's absence, so that's good news. So Volpe, I mean, there's always a chance that they might make the playoffs. They might, because you got guys coming back. I mean, Pat Pete's coming back. Eric Hendricks is coming back. Anthony Barr, but I just don't think it's enough. I don't know. Do you have a similar opinion, or do you think I still don't believe in it? Kind of like myself. What do you got?
Yeah, I don't believe it at all, honestly. At this point, now we're just playing for, people's jobs and just try to, cover the spread a little bit at this point. If they do make the playoffs, it's going to be one of those. They're going to need everybody in their power to either win and or lose to help them out. And if they do make it, it's not going to be a pretty entrance, I'll tell you that, and or exit as well. I don't have a lot of confidence in them making the playoffs here at this point. If they lose tomorrow night, yeah, it's definitely all over for them.
I think it'd probably be the right thing because you can get started on the head coaching search right away. I mean, the Packers did the same thing with Mike McCarthy, I think, and then they got a head start. They got LaFleur and whatnot, so I think you can kind of compare it to that. But we'll see.
Yep.
I mean, even if they win, I mean, that's great. I'm going to still – I mean, obviously, both of us are going to still root for them. Hopefully that they can – pull it off and everything, but I don't see it just because I just think the air's out of the balloon for the Vikings right now. But I hope they prove me wrong. So
I hope so too.
Anyway, Volpe, let's talk about some good things that are happening though.
Please.
The Minnesota Wild on a 7-game win streak.
Let's go.
Let's go. A huge win over the Edmonton Oilers. Applause all around. Yeah, why not? Because it's, huge, fantastic, tremendous. So, Volpe, they get the win last night. A big game from our guy, Joel Eriksson Ek, our guy. Yeah. And also Kaprizov dishing assists left and right. Foligno kicking butt as well. And Cam Talbot, man. Whoo, he's on fire. That guy is kicking ass.
Yeah, dude.
Games. So, what do you make of this 7-game win streak? Volpe and Zoners too. Chime in. What do you got?
Yeah, 7 straight games and wins for the Wild. I mean, it's a real team effort here. Contributions up and down the lineup. Of course, you get Kirill Kaprizov getting those 3-4 points a game when they certainly do help open up a lot more opportunities for him to either dish it out or even to take it himself. I mean, he's no slouch in that department. Joel Eriksson Ek, Matt Zuccarello, Marcus Foligno, they're all doing their thing, mixing it up when they can. And, obviously Matt Dumba too on the defense, on the blue lines helping out too. But I mean, that's great to see that everybody's really contributing for the Wild here, especially with this recent win streak. And I mean, you get the opportunities down one length of the ice. The other length of the ice is solid too with Cam Talbot in net. I mean, even to slow down a very hot team in the Edmonton Oilers last night at their own place and pick up that 4-1 win. I mean, that's great to see just because of the fact that, this is probably one of the teams that they'll probably see if they keep up this pace and probably see maybe even to a deep postseason run if Edmonton can hold things out like the Wild have been doing so far. But again, contributions top and bottom, the entire lineup has got the Wild rolling in the right direction with these 7 straight wins.
7 straight wins, beating teams like Edmonton, who again was right behind the Wild, right, and the Lightning and whatnot. I mean, I think they split, but still, the last game that they played, they beat them. So there's a lot of good things. The Toronto, another team that they took down too. They had a big lead, they lost a little, they won in the shootout. So the Wild are kicking butt here, and it's nice to see because there's been a lot of lowlights. There's been some highlights. I mean, the Wolves have won a couple here and there. They've kind of dipped a little bit, but, it's a young team, yada, yada. And it's the Wolves, so there's that too. Buxton being re-signed, that's good news. I mean, the Vikings, well, Justin Jefferson, I guess, Kirk Cousins, I don't know. But with the Wild, you look at a lot of the fans are kind of looking towards that and be like, ooh, I want to watch that. They're fun to watch. They have guys that are young, that are hungry. And the question is, can they keep this going? That's the big question. I think they can. I think Guerin has done a fantastic job, to right now. But a lot of people have the Minnesota Wild number one in the power rankings. A lot of people are putting respect for the Wild, okay? As of right now, Voldy, let me ask you, Zoners too, do you think that as of right now for the Wild, they're definitely cup contenders at this point? What do you have, Voldy and Zoners?
I would say yes, they are.
Okay.
Because they're only getting healthier now is the point. Because that's been one thing the Wild in some of their bumps early this season, they haven't been healthy. Getting guys back in the lineup like Matt Zuccarello, Ryan Hartman also contributing. Some of these young guys stepping up, and Rem Pitlick too, that have really contributed early on here in the season. And, if you get solid goaltending, that's going to take you as far as it can, especially in the Stanley Cup playoffs too. I say yes, they are. I think they are contenders for sure.
Hey, I like it. I think so too. There might be some people that do disagree with that because it's like, well, we've seen this show before with this team that they've done well. They started off hot, but then all of a sudden they start to cool off for some odd reason, right? Now, it's to the point where this is a different team. This isn't Suter, Parisi, and everything. I mean, we love them. We really do. But this is a different team. Dean Evison has done a fantastic job as head coach. And, man, he's not afraid to get after the referees. And he'll get on you if you're not playing well. So I think that's what Guerin likes. And I think that's why Guerin's kept Dino around. So that's good. Yeah, I would say they're cup contenders. There's still a lot of good teams, though, and I don't want to look past like Tampa Bay, for instance. I mean, they're the team you want to beat. Washington, the Capitals are another team. Toronto, who the Wild beat. Florida Panthers, very interesting. I didn't think that the Panthers were going to be that good this year, but Florida's doing great. And then the New York Rangers, they're 17-4-3. So we're feeling good about the Wild. Kaprizov's been great. I think, from what I understand, according to my sources, that Kaprizov took a little shot to the sensitive area last game. He got to stick to the sensitive area. So hopefully he's okay. It seems like he is. I think he probably just had to take a couple
shake it
off and whatnot. So don't mess with our guy Kaprizov, right? He's the man. Okay, don't do that. Don't do it. So yes, I would agree. Cup contenders right now. More games slated to come up. The Winter Classic's coming up, Voldy. That's starting to come up there too. So that'll be fun to watch as well. So we'll be talking about the Wild as much as we can, but We'll keep an eye on everything. We'll let you know of any news. So, all right, Voldy, usually we go to our special segment, but now we're actually just going right to ARA since we had our Double Trouble segment. So let's get it going with some Absurd or Approved.
It's time for everyone's favorite segment, Absurd or Approved.
All right, it is time for Absurd or Approved. So, Voldy, why don't you rattle them off for us, please?
Well, we get an interesting story that we wanted to talk about for the last couple of weeks, but now we're just finally getting around to talking about Louisiana State University football. That's the LSU Tigers announced that they have hired former Notre Dame head football coach BrianKelly as their next head football coach for the Tigers going into next season as well. And this is a very interesting situation because obviously with BrianKelly at Notre Dame really put a benchmark for that team to obviously have some great regular seasons, make it to the college football playoffs, get smoked by whoever they get played against, and ended up being the program's all-time wins leader with 92 wins in 12 seasons at Notre Dame as well. Obviously not winning a national championship, but you try as best you could there, I guess, with BrianKelly at Notre Dame. But this is a very interesting situation now going down from Notre Dame to LSU. Is it absurd or approved? BrianKelly, in just the way that he just kind of dipped out of Notre Dame, and will he win a national championship with LSU?
Ooh, that's a good one to start off with, because I think he handled it the wrong way. I think he handled it the wrong way just because he talked to his team for 11 minutes. I don't know if they still have that video that they held on to. Someone was filming, one of the players was filming and was like, it was just a terrible speech, Right. And then he just kind of dipped and was like, all right, I'm out of here. It's like, I mean, you were with Notre Dame for a long, long time here.
Right.
Okay. And then you decide, you know what, I'm done here. It's hard to pass up a place like LSU. They've had a good pedigree. They're in the SEC. But from what I understand, too, is that the reason why he decided to leave is because he can finally go to the SEC. Now, those programs have dominated Notre Dame. There's been some games that they won, but I think he has been bullied by the guy likes like Saban, guys, at Orgeron, guys in the SEC, teams in the SEC have just walloped him. Alabama, when they smashed them in the national championship game not too long ago. But I think he's finally getting that opportunity to be like, hey, I can be in the SEC and have success and, go toe-to-toe with these guys. I'm not a huge fan of him, to be honest with you. I'm not a huge BrianKelly fan. But the way that he left, I would have handled it differently. But the fact that he decided, you know what, I'm just going to get the hell out of here and just go to LSU. 11 minutes of just BS and whatnot. So I don't think he will. To answer your question, I think it's absurd. I don't think BrianKelly's going to win a national championship at Louisiana State University. So not a huge BrianKelly fan. So, yeah, I think it's absurd. Voldy, what do you think?
I don't know. The fact that BrianKelly was able to last 12 seasons at Notre Dame, because there was a good stretch where probably about half that time it was like, all right, is BrianKelly going to get fired this offseason from Notre Dame? And it's just amazing that he ended up being the all-time wins leader, which I honestly think's like, well, that kind of sucks just because now his name's going to be there forever, too. I don't know who was the all-time wins leader before that. That's probably a question for all those Notre Dame fans to let us know about. But him just dipping like that, like on a Thursday morning, talked to his team for 11 minutes, and then next thing you know, he's announced as head coach for LSU. Yeah, it seems a little shady, just kind of like whatever you just did the last 12 years at Notre Dame basically means nothing, and then next thing you know, you're at speaking engagements and on campus at LSU, and all of a sudden you have a Southern accent, just kind of randomly. This kind of just pops up there as well. In regard to the national championship, I'm going to say no as well, because at the end of the day, I mean, it's still him and, already losing some guys to the transfer portal. I think Brad Johnson's kid is going into the transfer portal as well. And he was like the starting quarterback for them this past year, or at least he was for a few games at LSU. So I'm going to say no, he doesn't win a national championship. And it's just going to be the same old BrianKelly, great regular seasons, pretty bad, and maybe get a pretty decent bowl appearance before getting ousted by some sort of SEC school. If you can't beat them, join them, I guess.
Yeah. Do we know why Orgeron left? It just didn't work, or what?
It was one of those just mutual partings. Like, hey, what we had in 2019 was special, and now it's just like, all right, well, whatever happened is happened, and it's not working. It's time to go separate ways, I guess.
Go Tigers. That's all I gotta say. That Orgeron, but I'm not a huge BrianKelly guy, so I'll go with that. All right, next one, Voldy.
Well, another story here that we've been wanting to get to for a little over a week as well. Major League Baseball and the Players Association are not seeing eye to eye on their new collective bargaining agreement, which means that they have officially enacted a, shut of all operations with their new agreement, and a lockout has thus ensued for now over a week here at this point. Now over a week since officially closing the doors for all activity related to baseball between the Players Union and Major League Baseball as well. I know it's December right now, but this could play an effect as we go further into the winter and obviously the winter meetings, and then early next year as well, with pitchers and catchers reporting mid to early February as well. Looking at the situation as a whole between Major League Baseball and the Players Association, is it absurd or approved here with the lockout that these two sides can come to some sort of new agreement before pitchers and catchers do report starting in early February?
I mean, honestly, I think they will, because I think they know if they don't, then, there's going to be some pissed off people, yada, yada, yada. But these, something like this, I mean, it's like, just figure something out. You know what I mean? We're sick and tired of, this whole MLB versus MLBPA type of stuff. One side wants one thing, one side wants another thing, and whatnot. But I think they will. But at the same time, I mean, it's got to come down. I mean, the first time, 26 years, apparently, and they can't find a new CBA with it. Yeah, I think they will. This is, I mean, I wonder how the poll ads are feeling right about now, huh? I really do. I'm very interested in how they think. But then again, I don't give a damn about the poll ads. But I think they will. I just don't see it being they say, well, we're far off from a deal. We're far off from the deal. But let's remember, they couldn't decide on how many games to play in a just a smidge of a season with COVID and everything like that. And I could see them being like, well, we're going to drag this out longer. It's like, you know what? Whatever. I think they'll get it done before then. I got some faith, but then again, it's MLB. It's Rob Manfred, our favorite commissioner. Just kidding, not at all. But yeah, I think they'll get it done. Stamp of approval. Someone's gonna fold and be like, fine, whatever, we'll do this. So, Voldy, what do you think?
Look, I think this is a situation that's going to resolve itself, whether it be at the 11th hour, and that's probably what's going to end up being, as it has been in the case of years before. I mean, we're talking about how this is a lockout that is the fourth lockout, first since 1990, and the ninth work stoppage for Major League Baseball. This isn't something that's just happened a lot recently. I mean, this is something that's kind of ingrained with part of the game too, and the fact that a lot of the owners too that may have been a part of some of these lockouts and work stoppages in the past, and the fact that this continues to be an issue in a lot of rights as well. It's annoying. Like, you would think at some point that people would be able to work out a deal so this doesn't keep happening on a regular basis, but apparently not. I guess common sense and knowledge does fall short in a lot of regard for this as well. Do they get a deal before pitchers and catchers? I would like to certainly say so. Can I be 100% certain? No, because if we saw anything with the COVID season that was in 2020, I mean, everything's just going to keep dragging out, and then it's going to be one of those interesting situations where less games are going to get played and everybody is not just going to be happy as well. It's going to be kind of a tainted season, but whether they get a deal done before, when pitchers and catchers do report, I can't 100% say sure, but I'm going to put my stamp of approval on it.
Yeah, I think at this point, I think things will change, and then we'll make that, we'll find out is basically what will happen here. So, yeah, you never know with the MLB, I guess. All right, next one, Voldy.
Well, we go back to college football, talking about the top four for the college football playoff that will be playing for a spot in a national championship game here, with the selections coming in. Number 1, Alabama. Number 2, Michigan. Number 3, Georgia. Number 4, Cincinnati. The top four that will play for that spot in the national championship. It will be Alabama, Cincinnati in the Cotton Bowl Classic. Michigan and Georgia will be playing in the Orange Bowl, while also, the 5 and 6 being Notre Dame and also Ohio State in that sense as well. Looking at the top 4 pairings, did the College Football Playoff Committee get it right with these top 4 pairings?
Yeah, I think it makes sense. I think if Alabama lost, I could see some people wanting them to be like, no, they're out. They lost to Georgia. Yeah. But Georgia being exposed a little bit. Alabama kind of controlled that game. You could make the argument, but they've had a great season nonetheless. I think after one loss, you can't just automatically say that they're out of the playoff. Now, a lot of people are peeved, like, oh, of course you put Cincinnati against Alabama. And it's like, well, where else are you going to put them? I mean, you're not going to put Notre Dame there. You're not going to put, Ohio State there because Michigan beat Ohio State. That's the only thing that, would make sense. Michigan at 2, I guess I could see it both ways. I mean, Michigan has had a great season nonetheless. They smoked Iowa. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, they destroyed them. I think the Gophers would have put up a better fight, but that's just me. I'm just being biased. But they probably would have lost, the Gophers. But still, Georgia, I think after one loss, you can't just determine, okay, they're definitely out. But Cincinnati being 13-0, I think that's deserving. I think that they fought. They took on Houston. Houston's a good team. University of Houston. So I'm fine with it. I'm not one of those people that's going to be up and pounding the desk here and saying, why the hell isn't this the way it should be?
Right.
I think it's fine. I really do. I think Alabama deserves it too, especially only after one loss. I mean, their only loss was against Texas A&M. It wasn't a great loss, but they struggled against Auburn, and Auburn's not good this year either. So I give it my stamp of approval. I'm fine with it. Voldy, what are your thoughts?
I just find it annoying that the possibility of another Alabama-Georgia national championship football game is a likelihood in this situation. I mean, I'd like to see Alabama and or Georgia lose. Is it going to happen? Maybe, maybe not. I have a little bit more faith in Georgia losing as opposed to Alabama losing as well. But you know what? Could be proven wrong in that sense too. But top 4, I mean, yeah. I think they got it right with this one. Obviously, having Alabama at number 1 is unfortunately good for business and most likely another shot at another championship for the national title as well in the college football playoff. Good to see Cincinnati get the respect that they have definitely earned here throughout the season, while Michigan and Georgia as well. You know what? That one should be a real good game. On paper, it should be a really good game between those two. Alabama, Cincinnati, who knows what's going to happen in that one? Could be a 40-10 game or something like that. Who's on top, who wins, who knows? But I could see, again, possibly another Georgia-Alabama football national championship game. That's annoying. I am just annoyed by that. Another possibility of that happening. But, again, we're not the ones that make the pairings. Overall, the pairings are right in my mind.
Yeah. Aren't you glad Ohio State's not in it? I mean, you're feeling good about that. Are we taking shots at our guy Joe Clements?
A little bit.
A little bit. Okay, I'm fine with that. But yeah, I think they got it right too. I think Michigan definitely. I mean, after beating Ohio State and then the domination of the Big Ten, I mean, you can't not. But I agree. I think Michigan has a better chance at beating Georgia than Cincinnati does at Alabama. So. But Harbaugh's got to come through, man. I mean, he's got to have his guys come through. So we'll see. But I think we're sticking. Our last one is college football too. Voldy.
Yeah, the top 4 finalists for the Heisman Trophy were announced on Monday, and I think in my mind a very interesting top 4 that were selected. Alabama quarterback Bryce Young, Michigan defensive end Aiden Hutchinson, Pittsburgh quarterback Kenny Pickett, and Ohio State quarterback C.J. Stroud were announced as the finalists for the Heisman Trophy. And I don't know about you, but this seems kind of a bit of an underwhelming finalist group for the Heisman Trophy this year. I mean, who do you think is going to win the Heisman? Is it going to be a odds-on favorite? Is it going to be a dark horse this year? Who do you think wins the Heisman Trophy?
Ooh, great question. And zoners, feel free to chime in on this too. I don't know. Bryce Young's had a really good season. Over 4,000 passing yards, 46 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions. That's really good. Sitting behind Mac Jones at Alabama. He comes back against Auburn, leads them to victory in that game too. I just think a lot of people would be, because Alabama, Nick Saban. But the stats speak for themselves. I mean, the guy's good. Hutchinson, I think, is a dark horse here. I think he's one of the top prospects coming into the NFL draft, and he played amazing versus Ohio State. I mean, he was a one-man wrecking crew against the Ohio State Buckeyes. I could see that. Pickett, dark horse too. I think if I were to bet my money, I'd probably say, oh gosh, why am I just blanking on this right now? Bryce Young. I think Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, he's okay. But I'd probably say Bryce Young at this point. Aiden Hutchinson, it wouldn't surprise me, but we'll see. Voldy, what do you think?
I really don't see Aiden Hutchinson winning it this year or any defensive player. I mean, honestly, the Heisman trophies now is, all right, who's the best SEC football player out there that's putting up all the numbers? All right, let's give him another trophy. And again, I don't know what it is, but this class just seems very underwhelming. Maybe I haven't been paying too close of attention to college football this year for some reason, but I think Bryce Young obviously is a strong contender. I don't know about C.J. Stroud. I don't know about Kenny Pickett. Pickett's the dark horse in this, and Aiden Hutchinson. Sure, it's nice, but I mean, come on. When's the last? I mean, was it been since Charles Woodson won the Heisman that a defensive player has won the Heisman Trophy? It's not going to be that. It's going to be whichever SEC skill player is having an unreal year, and I guess in this year it's going to be Bryce Young. So I think that win against Auburn was kind of the stamp and the seal of approval there with that one as well. I got to go with Bryce Young as well, just because like the other three names here, nothing really stands out in my mind for them, unless I'm going to be proven wrong in that regard too. I mean, I wouldn't be against that, but I think Bryce Young is going to win the Heisman this year.
All right, stamps of approval for Bryce Young winning the Heisman. I think it's inevitable, as Thanos would say. So I'd probably say I think it's going to be. I don't know, Hutchinson, a dark horse type of thing, switch things up, but I doubt it. I doubt it. Yeah, like you said, it's very, 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 very rare that it happens like that. So, oh well. All right, great job with ARA Voldy this week. Fantastic. And let's get going with some Shield shout-outs. We got some nice ones, especially ones that we've been waiting to have for a while now. Especially for the Twins legends. So let's get it going with some Shield shoutouts.
Shield shoutouts.
All right, Shield, who ya shouting out tonight?
Well, there are a couple Shield shout-outs here for this week, including of which a couple former Minnesota Twins had to wait quite some time to get the call to the Hall of Fame. Former Minnesota Twins Jim Cott and Tony Oliva. Tony O are been selected by the Baseball Writers Association and some of those special era committees that they were selected. Jim Cott, Tony Oliva are heading to Cooperstown to join a couple of former teammates and a couple of former Twins as well in the Baseball Hall of Fame, National Baseball Hall of Fame, that'll be coming up for enshrinement in the summer. Also, a Shield shout-out goes out to Seattle Seahawks running back Adrian Peterson. That is a weird statement to say, who scored his 126th career touchdown, which now moved him into 10th place all-time on the scoring list, the running back, the touchdown scoring list that moved him into a tie with Jim Brown, I think at this point now it's just all for AP to pad the stats a little bit for a gold jacket comes his way. And then we'll finish off Shield shoutouts this week. For those that haven't been checking out social media here in the last few hours and earlier today, well, got myself a new car. The Shield Mobile 2.0. I had a bit of a rough end at the end of its tenure as well, but got a new one. Thanks again to Jeff Chelstrom and the crew over at Aiken Motors that helped us out and helping find the right vehicle. Got to give a lot of congrats and thank you to creative consultant Mrs. Sarah Ann Toosvold, who did about 99 point. Well, no, she did 100% of the legwork. She just pointed me where to go and when to go in and like, hey, check out this car. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. So it helps when you surround yourself around the right people and things work out with that too. So a big Shield shout out as well for that. Got myself a 2014 Ford Escape. That's going to do it for Shield shoutouts this week.
And what color is it, by the way? Out of curiosity.
It's red and black.
Red and black for MinneZona. Yep. She knows what she's doing.
Exactly.
Yeah, we love it. Oh, that's great. But it looks very sleek, and I think Case is going to love it too. I think he probably already does at this point. But great job with Shield shoutouts as always, Foldy. And again, thank you to our guests, our zoners, our best guests of 2020, Double Trouble, for coming on. Mm-hmm. It's always a pleasure. We always have a lot of fun. And we'll have more content with them, obviously. We've got, the podcast thing I think is going to happen. I got a good feeling about it, Shield. I really do. Zoners,
come up with a name for it is the
Double
thing.
Trouble
People should come up with a name.
I don't know. Double Trouble Podcast? I'm not sure. How would it go? I don't know. Mm-hmm. Let us know. But anyway, you know what also you can do? We've got merch, people. We got stickers. We got hats. We've got plenty. The hats, $20, $5 shipping. We've got a list of people. Okay, we got a list of people for the hats and whatnot. We got stickers, $3, $2 for the small ones. And then also we are taking orders for sweatshirts, people, okay? We're going to have an ad posted if you want sweatshirts. Let's get an order to go in here. Buy in bulk. That's what we want. And it not only helps us, it not only helps you, but it helps us to keep the show on the air and whatnot. So we appreciate you guys doing that for us. Hats, and then the shirts too. 5 out of 5 shirts. Double Trouble has them. Everyone else, Easy A, our guys, all the zoners have them. They're 5 out of 5 stats. Thank you to National Fleet Graphic, Crown Rental, Tyler Knutson for help with the stickers. They're just fantastic. Make sure to check out W2 Performance with Will Rattel, our guy, Will Rattel. Check him out, www.w2performance.com for every detail and everything. Like the Haas project is going really well for Mr. Rattel. He still hasn't gone to Red Pepper, but that's work in progress. But check out Breaking Into the League podcast. They come out with a new episode. We're trying to find a time to sit down and chat with them too. So they got a new episode out. Check them out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that fun stuff. So make sure you check them out. Everything hockey, and maybe they'll even talk about him, Kaprizov, that guy. He's been playing well. So, anyway, great job tonight, Voldy. We had a great show, Double Trouble. We talked about the Vikes, the Wild. Episode 91 next week, Voldy. It's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to it. We're getting so close to 100. We got to start planning. We got to have something special. So we'll think of something. We got ideas. Okay. So, but anyway, remember, folks, keep in the zone.
Holla.
Thank you for watching MinneZona Sports Live. Join us Wednesdays at 7 p.m. for live show broadcast. And as Voldy likes to say, follow us on all the socials medias.